Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beans. Happy Monday. Drop an emoji in chat. How we feeling today?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Yeah, let's see what's the vibe for today. It's Monday.
Monday vibes.
Little slow today.
I'm a lot slow today.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're here. It's beautiful outside. It's gonna be hot today.
Yeah.
Summer.
Finally.
Dare we say summer is here?
Yeah.
It'll snow next.
I think it's
week or
literally
something
supposed
crazy.
to get down to like the 50s in the middle of the week.
So never mind. Too soon. Too soon.
There we go.
Good vibes. Good vibes. What is up, everybody? We got Sonia, Crypto Priest, Fred Arm, Frank Grimberg, Crypto for Retire, fam in the house, Beans fam. All right. You want to throw
us on the screen.
Brace for impact, y'all. I'm very tired. Yeah.
Shelley was building a house this week.
Quite a house.
Weekend.
Not quite a house. No, the whole plan for this weekend. Remember on Friday we were like, what are we doing? I'm like, I'm going to self-care all weekend. It's going to be great. I'm going to get a manicure, a pedicure. I'm going to eat a steak. I'm a vegetarian, by the way, so that would be a big deal for me. But no, none of that happened. My dad decided he was going to build a deck and had no help lined up. So I was the one that was like, all right, Dad, we're going to do this. I probably put in like 20 hours of hard labor. So the exact opposite of like R&R. I am so tired and none of me has been spared. It's like the palms of my hands are bruised from shoveling because we had to dig out because it was like a recess
deck. Did you finish it?
It is like 90% done.
Really? How big was it?
It's pretty big. It's 16 by 12. But it's like a platform for his gazebo that's going on.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was like
A lot of work.
uh
How did he convince you to do that?
Well, I wanted to spend some quality time with him. And if you want to, like, bond with my dad, the workaholic, you work alongside him. So that's how we bonded.
All right.
So it was a good time.
It's not bad.
But I am hurt. Every part of me is hurting. Like, oh, yeah. And he's 72. So me, desk job, cushy, is like physical labor, probably on par with 72-year-old lifetime hardworking man.
I think that's the worst thing about working like a desk job in like a tech field or whatever you want to call it, is just like I'm somehow tired, but I didn't do any type of physical like.
Right.
And sometimes I'm like, I kind of don't want to be behind a computer. I kind of want to like work. I don't know.
It felt really good to be that active. It's
Yeah.
just that since I don't do it every day, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
everything
it's-
hurts.
yeah.
It hurts.
I helped my buddy runs a flooring company, and I helped him in the winter, and I was just like carrying tiles and like scraping just like manually, like just not technical stuff, but yeah, my knees were killing me. It was just like, okay, now I know why you don't want to be doing this for like 20 years. you
Yeah.
know?
My dad's been doing it every day since he's been like 8 years old.
Yeah.
It's not even an exaggeration. So he's like, he was feeling it. But this morning I was like, hey, Dad, how you feeling? He's like, I'm okay. I'm like, I'm not. I feel like I've been hit by a bus. But, yeah. Oh, GM, everyone. How was your weekend, Dan?
It was all right. It was all right.
What'd you do?
Not much at all, really. Just hung out.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't really have much going on. Just rebalancing some liquidity pools in my personal portfolio.
Say more.
Hanging out with some friends and just relaxing. I cooked dinner yesterday.
Ooh, what'd you make?
Steak
Oh,
and asparagus.
nice.
Just like a good meal.
Meat and veggies, I like it.
I'm not really I'm not a vegetarian type of guy. You can mix some vegetables in there, but that can't be the whole meal. I just, I think that narrative just doesn't fit.
Okay.
We've been eating meat for thousands of years.
Is this like a dig on me for being a vegetarian?
I'm just kidding.
Vegetarian? I feel attacked.
Yeah, so I was rebalancing liquidity pools. This coin Loud, that going back to that Mindshare show from Friday, this coin Loud launched and was really volatile. So I put some pools on Meteora, and just trying to. I spend a lot of my time on the weekend doing like deep crypto research and like things that are actually like cutting, like trying to be deep in the trenches, see what people are talking about, what coins are launching, what projects are launching. So I was paying attention to that.
Share your screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Meteora Crypto. So this coin, Laudio, which is following right here, loud.sol. See how up here there's like it's like 1,000% fee. That means it's like really, really volatile, really it just launched, really highly traded. And 24-hour fee, look, almost $1 million in 24-hour fee. So I was just
I can't see your screen here. I'm gonna move this over so I can see what you're looking at.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
right here.
That's the 24-hour fee?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know, this pool looks a little strange right now. I don't know if something happened, but yeah, it was. Let me open it up in this. I love this tool, GMGN. Yeah, okay, look. It looks like this token just launched, so it just looks like people were just kind of selling it, but
kind of selling it.
Anyway, it was a recently launched token, really volatile, really hyped, but again, these token launches happen and then people just dump. So I decided to play it by deploying some liquidity and trying to capture some of the high fees. So it doesn't look like, I feel like this pool might be a little screwed up. Here we go. This one's better. I did this.
Slow down for the people in the back. What did you see that you were like, this is messed up, and then made you switch to a different one?
Just pool price is different from estimated price.
Okay.
See, like
so
this
red flag.
Big notification at the top. There's somebody, it looks like somebody pulled the sole liquidity out of this. So it's just one-sided. And I realized I was on the wrong one. So here's the actual right one. And I think I deployed on this pool. So this one has about 361,000 in total value locked, did about 60,000 in fees. Pretty decent, 16.29%. That's pretty decent. That's a measure of volatility up there. 24-hour fee divided by total value locked. Pretty good. So anyway, that's what I was paying attention to, was just like, okay, this token's getting a lot of hype on the timeline. I wasn't farming it. I think other people were farming it. It was going to launch. The token was going to what we call TGE, token generation event, which might be a good ELI5 at some point. And I decided to play it by being the market maker on it. And that's kind of one of the things I was doing this weekend. I like this platform, Meteora. Ton of just easy to use, very quick. It's on Solana. But I like playing these types of tokens because they're very volatile and you can capture a lot of fees really quickly. Now, the downside to this is, or the thing you got to be aware of doing this is, because they're so volatile, they move out of range really quickly. So you're kind of like, it's like an actively managed position. Similar to options, similar to some of the stuff we do here at Tasty Trade on the traditional finance side, but this is more, you're the market maker. You're providing liquidity. You're just trying to capture the fees. So, yeah, I was doing this weekend, and
so what is GMGN?
GMGN is a DEX trading terminal. So it aggregates. It's a browser-based application, and it aggregates all of the tokens across a bunch of different chains, right? So Sol, ETH, Base, Tron, Binance Smart Chain, and you can log in with a wallet, your email, or you can use Telegram. So it's basically a DEX trading terminal that allows you to deploy like automated trading through Telegram. But I like it because you can track different pools. So like you can track the liquidity of these different Meteora pools. So like this pool is one. You can do any of these. They're each their own chart, right? So they kind of give you an idea of who's trading in each pool. Is it worth deploying liquidity to? Because some of these like have no TVL, right? Nobody's trading in them. But some of them, like up here, volume, see like these top three, there are, right? So it's just like a really good terminal to see. I mean, these are all just like newly launched tokens, right? And there's so many, and this terminal aggregates them.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's like, you can snipe memes on X. You can copy trade different wallets. You can see what's trending. And then they have bots. So let's see here. Yeah. So they have like channels that give you signals. It's a DEX trading terminal, I'd say. It's like a meme coin trading terminal.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's just a really good platform, easy to use. Gives you a lot of information, right? And again, this is for like memes. This is not like main tokens. This is
right.
Deep trench stuff. So also a lot of scams on there. A lot of market manipulation. And you can actually, I think that's one of the things I love is you can actually see, like they kind of give you an idea, right? Like, is this a rug? They give you like some indicators. So let's look at XChat. I don't know. This seems to be a trending one. It kind of shows you volume, net buy, gives you an audit of the token. Is it a rug? I don't think, will people be, and by rug, I mean, like, are the devs going to dump and pull all the liquidity, right? So, it kind of gives you some indication of trust and transparency.
Very, very cool. That's an awesome tool.
Yeah. So, great charting. It's just I think it's just a really, whoops.
Yeah, I was going to say, I could log in via the tastycrypto wallet, but I don't have
I don't know what.
my stuff connected just yet.
Yeah, so that is something. This terminal is something that I personally use to trade on chain, right?
Love that. So, okay, let's start with our ELI5,
Okay.
which is DYOR. You may have seen that if you've entered the Twitter space. And it stands for Do Your Own Research, which is pretty self-explanatory. But in this space, in any space,
Yeah.
you should be doing your own research.
Yeah, and let me give a little bit of context around why this is like a really important, I don't want to say buzzword, but a really important thing to keep in mind. Like, I think more than any place else in crypto, you get hit with these narratives really quickly, and like people jump on these new things super fast. Things pop off, and then next thing you know, 2 days later or even an hour later, everything changes, right? So doing your own research gives you that pause before you end up like aping your portfolio into some random meme coin because somebody on the timeline, Twitter's talking about it. So I think like keeping this in mind where you might hear a tip, or even if I say something or you say something, just go do some research, go on Twitter, see what people are saying, go to the website of the token, try and, GMGN that I just showed you, just try and find other resources to make sure, validate what is being said, right? And I think it's safe to assume that a lot of what you hear on Twitter, especially from these like KOL accounts or these like influencer accounts, I think it's safe to assume that you're the last one in. Somebody's an insider, right? Like, just I think it's safe to assume before, unless you're really, really early and you can get in the Telegram chats, you can see when stuff is being launched. It's safe to assume you're being dumped on and you're going to be left holding the bag. So that's why I think doing your own research is important, because you'll read threads or you'll read a newsletter and they might shill a token, or even like some of the picks I make or we talk about in the newsletter for Tasty Crypto. It's not meant to be like, go buy it. It's meant to be like, here's a quick overview,
something to look into,
and here's some research, or here's some links for you to go do further research on. Look at the chart, look at the liquidity, read, have AI summarize the white paper for you, find the founder on Twitter, see if they're legitimate, use AI to do background research on the founders, see if, are people talking about it. So that's kind of the context I want to give for like the do your own research is don't just take anyone's word at value in this space. Hey, someone gives you an idea, that's interesting, go do some more research. Even like my pick of the week, if you guys read the Tasty Crypto newsletter, again, like we put very brief overviews of what the project is, where it's trading, some trading data, but then I give you links at the end to go read about.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the context there.
I will say, though, so far, your pick of the week has been some pretty solid alpha.
It is solid alpha. I don't think many people appreciate the alpha I'm providing.
I know. I was like, okay, Dan, you're like 4 out of 4 for me anyway.
Well, I think, yeah.
Timing wise, I got in when Dan mentioned it, and then it was like, ooh, it went up, and here we are. So yeah,
So
do your own research.
Shelley's a loyal follower of the pick of the week.
Big fan of that, Dan. Crypto Priest, regarding the GMGN, he said it's also used to track whale wallets, right?
Yes, it is. Here, I can show that real quick if you want. Copy trade. Looks like you can track different wallets here. Yeah, I mean you could find whale wallets on really any of these. Let's see, trade holders. Yeah, so you could like Gate.io is the exchange wallet. So they're holding a lot of liquidity. Couple, whales, insiders, BitGet. Yeah, you could track all this stuff. That's why I'm trying to. It's like on-chain trading, right? You want to see who's holding these. You want to be tracking these wallets. Are they dumping? Are they buying more? Yeah. You can set up and I think that's what's so great is you can set alerts on those wallets and do some of this stuff. So we'll drop the link after to Discord, and so you guys can check out the terminal as well. But definitely one of the best trading terminals I've seen for on-chain trading, crypto trading, meme coins, newly launched tokens. Yeah. So.
Very interesting. So the title of today's show alludes to some scammy action, which I think it's important to say, yeah, there are scams in crypto. There are also scams across all industries.
Everywhere.
So I think right now, retail's mindset, and when I say retail, I mean like the general public, still largely thinks like crypto is a scam. I still hear that a lot. And I always say like crypto's not a scam. There are scams in crypto, but there are scams in TradFi. There are scams at the grocery store. They're everywhere because scammers be scamming. So that said, I wanted to just sort of dig in a little bit into the latest headline news around James Wynn. I heard someone say, like, needs to change his last name because that guy's not really winning. He made, almost $100 million in profit, and now he's down to $13.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a really interesting story. This personality, which I don't know where these people emerge from, right? Like the crazy thing is like you'll hear about it. The first time I've ever heard of this person. Like there's traders in crypto that you'll follow and they've been around for a while, but like genuinely I've been in the space for like 8 years. First time I've heard of this guy or person, and all of a sudden like these threads or these like tweets pop off and they're like experienced trade, like it's like where did this person come from, where like what is the background, like are they actually a sophisticated trader, are they just kind of like a Twitter KOL that is trying to get attention? But basically what happened is this trader James Wynn, or this Twitter personality James Wynn, he opened up a 40x leveraged long on Bitcoin last week sometime, and the total position value was like 1.5 billion. So I mean that's massive for these markets, right? So garnered a lot of attention. Everyone was on the timeline was talking about it. It even made some mainstream news about it, and like people were just like, well, what that doesn't make any, like, what's his strategy? What is he doing? Like I think he ended up getting liquidated, or he was kind of trying to just do certain things, swing trade in and out, but basically I think these what happened is he got liquidated. So yeah, I don't really know what the story was behind that. We'll have to look into it a little bit more, but apparently I guess the story is that he was trying to show that the markets are unfair, like the crypto markets are unfair, where people can see where his position is, or like the exchanges can see where his position is, or these like insiders can see, and they like move the market to liquidate him. And I don't really know
He made a lot on Pepe and other meme coins, and then did
Yeah,
this
do you
whole
have the yeah.
leveraged.
So here's his account, Twitter account, high risk leverage trader, meme coin degen, called Pepe at 600K market cap. So he apparently put this position on Hyperliquid, which is a perpetual futures exchange, and I guess was trying to display that these exchanges or these like market makers can hunt his liquidation price. But I don't really understand why, like, what's the upside to this? I'm not totally sure, but.
So I wanted to address this tweet from an account called Stellar Rippler.
Okay.
And I think I sent you the link.
Yeah, I got it.
You
right
got
here.
it up. So I read this, and it's got kind of a convincing narrative until you get to the end and you're like, oh gosh, it was so like self-motivating because it was ultimately an entire thread to pump Ripple or XRP. But I would like to just sit here in real time and DYOR this thread. Like, what is happening here? And
Okay.
so do you want to just go through each tweet?
Yeah. So James Wynn's $100 million liquidation that exposed the biggest scam of all. James Wynn lost about $100 million, but in doing so, he may have uncovered the biggest scam in crypto. Here's how exchanges are rigging the entire system against you. Okay, so a couple things here. Mm-hmm. Number one, this is very clickbaity. Mm-hmm. This Stellar Rippler must be, it's just like a...
Yeah, I don't know anything about this account, this person, if it's a bot.
But it's, it's very like, has hooks. Here's how exchanges are rigging the entire system against you. The Wynn trigger. James Wynn, a respected trader, I mean, maybe, went long on Bitcoin with size in multiple trades and got liquidated all within a short span of time. $100 million wiped. But what followed was even more shocking. He tweeted, "Money is not real," because he realized something deeper was at play. The data monopoly. Crypto exchanges see everything. Your open positions, your liquidation price, your leverage, your stop losses, your emotions. They know when you're most vulnerable and they use it. The liquidity game. Many top exchanges run internal market making desks. These desks act as the other side of your trade. If you lose, they win. Now imagine they have access to your liquidation levels and they control enough liquidity to move the market. Scary, that's the reality. Coordinated liquidation events. Ever notice sudden sharp wicks that trigger mass liquidations then bounce back instantly? They're engineered. Most exchanges themselves hunt liquidation zones to profit millions at a time. Leverage equals profit center. Exchanges love leverage. Why? Because liquidation equals guaranteed fee plus potential asset grab. Wins $100 million loss. That's more volume, more fees, more spread, more win for them. In 2023 alone, over $10.3 billion in long-short liquidations were recorded. That doesn't seem right. The CME parallel. Traditional finance has regulations. CME doesn't trade against users. They separate custody from execution. Wash trading and insider dealing is punishable. Crypto exchanges, Wild West. No separation, no accountability. Even Binance and CO plead guilty to federal charges of $4 billion resolution. Okay, so...
The graphics.
I mean, this first off, there's a couple things here. I think that we've over 10.3 billion in long short liquidations were recorded in 2023. Well, it's 2025, so that's like really old. Mm-hmm. Also, traditional finance, no, they obviously they do separate custody and the exchange, but the exchanges sell data feeds to a very few amount of market makers who also have access to all of your information. So it happens in TradFi too. It's just that the exchanges and the market makers are in, cahoots with each other. So the trading is an information game, mm-hmm. and everyone's trying to front run everyone else. Obviously, crypto markets are less efficient. That's why there's more opportunity. But also more ways you can get liquidated or scammed. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think like this is unique to crypto.
Right. I don't either.
I just think crypto markets are inefficient. So there's more of this, I guess you could call it manipulation, but it's easier to move markets, right? I don't know why a trader, if they're very skilled, would signal $100 million or $1 billion, $100 million position and then get liquid. Like, I don't really understand. Like, it just raises flags, right? Like, if you were a really skilled trader, you wouldn't telegraph a $100 million position to the entire crypto Twitter sphere to get liquidated. Like, if you were really sophisticated, you would be hiding that position somehow, or you would have better risk controls. So I don't know if this is like a meme trader who was able, like, has a lot of money, who's somehow making money off of something else from the attention, or
well, and I think we will, and I should have looked this up this morning, but again, I've been dead to the world. This story's not over yet. I think perhaps he or she or they or whoever this person is may have had the other side covered.
Yeah, like,
we just don't see that side. And from a PR perspective, they've tripled their account following on X. So they're also pumping some other token. I don't know. It's a wild story. But I think the narratives people are trying to craft around it.
Okay, but here he tweets out, if you want to fight the market making cabal and support me, send USDC to this address. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand.
Please don't do that, people.
Yeah, do not ever do that.
Don't send people USDC.
Yeah, so
or
like
any other crypto.
I think like this gets back to our like DYOR is if you're just even like a regular trader, why would you why would you telegraph a $100 million position? It doesn't make any sense, right? Like, there's just a lot of red flags here.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some, to your point, he's got to have something covered on the other side, or the attention he's getting is
worth it. Yeah.
In some ways, or I don't really understand some of this stuff. And I look at some of the accounts that are tweeting, like this altcoin Gordon. This account has been around for years and is another one of these like trading gurus that aren't really traders. They're just personalities on the timeline. So there's a lot of red flags here for this. I think also it seems like he has a position on something called Moonpig, which is...
That's the token he's been shilling quite a bit. And so it's like, okay, did he just go through this entire potentially orchestrated event to grow a Twitter following to then shill this other token?
Yeah.
Quite the scheme, perhaps.
Right.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. That said, though, my point in bringing all this up is that we recommend doing your own research on Twitter, but look at the madness that's going on Twitter. Like the tweet that this has 1.4 million views, the thread that we were just reading. It has 1.4 million views, almost 1,200 reposts, 180 quote tweets, 5,652 likes, and over 2,500 bookmarks. So this kind of stuff may look legit because it's being shared so much, but just please question everything. That is like the foundation of do your own research. Don't just trust the first information you're given. Staying safe in this space, or any space, is about not being impulsive, taking pause, listening to your own logic and inner feelings.
I mean, this is really, if you scroll down his Twitter account, like Andrew Tate is tweeting at him. He's tweeting about putting a bunch of this Moonpig like he must be an insider on some of these meme coins, and like I don't know. It's just it doesn't pass the sniff test of
Sniff test is not.
legitimate.
Yeah.
Like the things of where like big positions get liquidated, usually like a on-chain an analytics tool will tweet about it, or it's like a sophisticated market maker that blew up or something. It's not like a dude named James Wynn that no one's ever heard of with Neo from the Matrix as his PFP all of a sudden being like, oh, they hunted my $100 million position. Like, it's like, no, they didn't.
Did they though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm calling BS on this.
Okay.
But just goes to show how this narratives like this can be spun up by people with relatively large accounts, and then the Twitter sphere just takes over and starts shilling this narrative, and all of a sudden people start believing it.
Yep.
And so I think that's where the do your own research comes in. It's like, do you really want to be following people like this or accounts like this, or do you want to?
The answer can be yes.
Yeah.
For entertainment's sake.
For entertainment, yeah.
And to be part of the culture and to just
Right.
watch, but don't act.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
On these things.
Or just don't take them at face value,
Right.
you know. So, really interesting story that this trader got liquidated on a $100 million position and tweeted about it, and then got a bunch of other accounts to tweet about it. So,
Well, and I think that's the problem with algorithm-based platforms too, because
yeah.
if something takes off and the algorithm's picking it up, other people who want engagement are going to jump on it,
Yeah.
and then it's just adding fuel to a fire probably doesn't deserve more fuel.
Yeah, but also I think with any of these meme coins too, or meme coin traders or like a lot of these people accounts, they are allocated early, so they know they're the ones spinning up these coins and launching them and running it up hard and then dumping on the average person that might come across it a little bit later. So yeah, I don't really think that there's a lot of like alpha to act on here, but for entertainment purposes, to your point, it's fun to follow. Like, I'll follow some of these people. It's certainly an interesting story. You know, but I think that's how crypto works. It's attention based. It goes back to our mindshare thing. And mindshare can be authentic or it can be manipulated. And I think a lot of time these, like, you know, crypto trading accounts on Twitter, they might have been traders at one point, but now their game is be insiders on a meme coin launch or like manufacture narrative and earn attention and maybe profit on the other side or whatever it might be, right? Like, How do we know? We don't know his wallet. They just tracked one side of the position. How do we know he doesn't have
The other wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wild stuff. Let's run some giveaways for the people patiently waiting in chat.
all right, let's do it.
Let's get over to the wheel. Chat, look alive. Tell us what you're thinking about all the ridiculousness going on in crypto and all the non-ridiculousness. There's a lot of cool shit happening too. If your name is not on this wheel, you got to say something in chat. We will be giving away $1 in USDC. First winner goes to Laura Tavares. Congrats, Mom. Shatal Godara, hello. Well, I'll refresh and make sure your name gets on the wheel. I don't know why there's that blank one again. That's so weird. Let's make sure there's Shatal. One more time. And spin. And then we have something else to mint on Zora, is that right? Babs.
Yes.
Congrats. Babs again, 2 times in a row. So, you said you've been in crypto, what, 8 years?
7-8 years, yeah.
What's the first, like, most noteworthy, like, big scam that comes to mind for you? Bad Sheep, what's up? And congrats.
FTX.
Yeah.
But even before that, like Bitfinex. I think like early on, I was like kind of like, oh, crypto is just, it's like Bitcoin, right? But there's like deeper other segments of crypto. So I think the biggest one that comes to mind is FTX, just because of the damage that was done to the industry. But even before that, you know, Bitfinex was one. Mt. Gox getting hacked. I think just like some of the opportunists and like scammers that just have run the like fake token playbook or raise a bunch of money and then steal the money type thing. It's definitely changed. I think as time has gone on, it's been harder to get away with some of that stuff. But yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
So hold on, I want to flip it. Those were the biggest scams in crypto. What about TradFi scams? You're kind of young, but do you have memory?
I think it's interesting because there's also like when you say scam, do you think illegal or do you?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I think anything that
because I think like there were these things called SPACs, which were literally like blank check companies that like these like VC investors would shill. They'd take all the money and then like leave the company for dead. It'd be like, you know, random tech products that just never would take off, right? Like I think there was like this prominent VC investor that everybody goes back to who was like shilling these like SPAC companies in 2019, and you look at them, they're all down like 100%. Like they look like a meme coin chart. Like, and then, you know, you could think of like Bernie Madoff, which was just like a Ponzi scheme, right? You could think of WorldCom, Enron, just like companies that were public that fudged their numbers. And
Kronos just said it best. Nothing in crypto is a new scam.
Yeah.
Just taking the traditional scam roadmap and reproducing it over here. So I think that's perfect. Well said, Kronos.
Yeah.
Well said. And hello, Carlos Xavier. Let's see. We got Fred Arms, Sarth, Jacob Anthony, and Crypto for Retire all just won. Why don't you get our Zora token of the day minted? And then we'll do speed round because we're already almost at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for babbling with us.
Yeah.
Everybody. And I'm so excited to we'll get a graphic up on screen in a little bit, but Friday's show is going to be awesome.
Mindshare. What do you
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, not yet. Mindshare. What do you think the caption should be?
The OG Layer 0?
How about the OG consensus layer?
Oh yeah, I like that. Love that. All right, so the following winners, whoever is participating in our trivia round, will receive $1 in USDC plus a bag of the new Mindshare token that we just created. Mindshare.
I know, Jose. It always does go fast, and we always sit here and we're like, God, we're planning the show out, and we're like, oh my God, are we gonna have enough? And then we sit here and we
end up rushing,
bamble, and
yeah.
Okay, so Mindshare went up.
Already 3 holders?
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be a bot or something.
Must be.
Yeah, you can't
You can't get them that fast.
Yeah.
No, I think 4 holders. Good grief.
Okay, that's not a bot.
Let it go.
Okay.
Okay. Can you jump back to my screen and we will do a quick, I'm going to reset. Reset. All right. Which crypto scheme paid out interest of up to 1% per day before collapsing in 2018? 1A, BitConnect, 1B, OneCoin, 1C, Plus Token, or 1D, Mt. Gox? Type your answer in chat, and the first one to answer correctly will win $1 in USDC plus a bag of Mindshare.
I did forget about BitConnect. That was one of the biggest ones. Big scam.
Who got that first? Let me look at the timestamps. Y'all were fast.
Was it BitConnect?
Yeah. Here, we'll show correct answer. Nicely done. Jay Horizon was the first to answer correctly. Actually, Jay Horizon and Apsy tied, like by millisecond tied. So you'll both get it. So Jay Horizon and Apsy, congrats and well done. That was some fast work. All right, next question. Which cryptocurrency turned out to be a $4 billion Ponzi scheme without any real blockchain? 2A for Tether, 2B OneCoin, 2C Dogecoin, 2D Binance Coin.
I think Anthony got it.
To y'all who think Tether is a $4 billion Ponzi scheme, we've got some educational work to do. Tether is one of the, or is it the most used stablecoin?
It's the most used stablecoin, but it also is one of the largest buyers of government bonds in the world.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Very. Definitely not a Ponzi
Which
scheme.
also, for a number of years, traditional media had been labeling it a scam.
Yeah.
That never turned out to be true and still hasn't, knock on wood.
Right. So, yeah, be careful. Traditional media, same thing applies. Do your own research.
Yeah. Traditional media loves labeling everything in crypto as scam.
Yeah. All right. The correct answer is 2B OneCoin. So, Anthony, you were the first to get that correctly. Congrats and well done. The Squid Game token, Squid, surged from 1 cent to $4.42 in about 72 hours before crashing. What was the primary scam mechanism? 3A, for the devs paused the contract, preventing anyone from selling. 3B, token supply was secretly burned, causing a false price. 3C, hackers stole all the tokens from the liquidity pool. Or 3D, the project never released a functioning smart contract. Do you know the answer to this one?
This is both BitConnect and this one have very, very popular memes associated with them, like video memes. I think it's 3A.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Could be all the above, but no.
I love
3A.
that your education comes from memes.
Well, like, just, yeah.
Yeah. That's, I would love to learn in, like, legitimate memes. Like, give it to me, Sesame Street style, comic strip. We should do the funnies. Are you too young to remember, like, the Sunday newspaper?
Like newspaper comics?
with
No,
the
yeah, I
funnies?
used to read those all the time.
We need to do that in the newsletter, like the comic strip of education.
We could, yeah.
The tasty strip. Ooh, maybe that doesn't work, but
No.
comic strip.
Tasty funny or tasty.
The funnies of tasty. The tasty
Yeah.
funny. Nah, we'll
figure it out.
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
Sonia, CP. You've changed your name if you're the same Sonia as before. So CPI, Sonia. You were the first to answer correctly with 3A. The devs did pause the contract, preventing anyone from selling. That's like freezing the account. Which traditional finance scandal involved an $11 billion accounting fraud that led to bankruptcy in 2001? 4A, Enron. 4B, WorldCom. 4C, Lehman Brothers. Or 4D, Bear Stearns? Had to throw some TradFi shenanigans in here so we don't give crypto all the bad rap. Ben said, Calvin and Hobbes style tasty comic strip. That kid was smart and mischievous, perfect for crypto.
Like that?
Love that.
Yeah.
Love Calvin and Hobbes.
You could do like 2 cherry characters.
Mm-hmm.
One's like a good person, one's like a mischievous.
Calvin and Hobbes, man. Oh, just hits you in the feels. Are you familiar with Calvin and Hobbes? You could do like the big cherry and then like a small imaginary friend cherry.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who got it first?
It was WorldCom.
No, it's 4A, Enron.
Oh, really? Well, both WorldCom and Enron were scams, but...
Yes. Anthony was the first to get that correctly. Well done, Anthony. Times 2. And I think last one... Bernard Madoff's scheme exposed in 2008 defrauded investors of approximately how much? 5A for $20 billion, 5B for $65 billion, 5C for $2 billion, 5D for $100 million. Ooh, y'all are quick. Let's see. For some strange reason, Carlos Xavier's answer didn't register, but I see it in chat, and he was the first to get it correctly, because it's actually 5B, $65 billion.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
That's a ridiculous amount of money.
I know, but it pales in comparison to, like, today.
Right. Well, 2008. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
That was a lot of money for back then. So, the lesson of the day, I think, is scams are everywhere. Don't just blame crypto. Do your own research. And stay safe out there.
Yep.
Will you pull up the photo that's going to promo Friday's show? I'm so hyped to announce that the homie and super talented crypto trader, 3D designer, awesome human, Dr. Drip is going to be on Friday's show. I'm wearing his shirt to this hoodie. This hoodie is the dopest. I own it IRL, obviously, and in the metaverse. So, yeah, very, very excited to welcome him on the show.
Dr. Drip's what, like just a crypto OG?
Oh, yeah.
Trader?
Yeah, and kind of just the earliest of early adopters. Like, he was the reason I got into ordinals, because he was, like, deep into figuring out what was going on the Bitcoin thing.
Does he still do anything over there?
We'll find out on Friday.
Yeah.
Because he's all over the place. Wicked smart. Yeah, deep in the trenches. So it'll be an awesome conversation. I hope to see you all here. We'll do some giveaways of some Dr. Drip Metaverse merch. He's got a whole bunch of things that he was just releasing. So yeah, it'll be really fun.
Cool. Awesome.
And yeah, so let's get through the week first. Step 1. Survive Monday.
Get to Friday.
Yeah, get to Friday. I will be sleeping so early tonight. Like 7 p.m. bedtime for me.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it?
Sleep's the most important.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Congrats to our winners. Jump in our Discord if we don't already have your wallet info on file. Jump in the Discord if you are interested in reading today's show notes. We'll include links to everything that we discussed. And we will see you on Friday with Dr. Drip. Have a great week, everybody.
Do your own research.
Do your own research.
See ya.